Gloucester Cup. Live from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Podcasting around the world. You're listening to the GloucesterCast podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
Good morning, Gloucester. Here we are. We're live. We are a couple minutes late this morning. What happened to Langanopoulos? He's
I
back.
know. Did you?
That is just spectacular. Pat. Jimmy gave Pat the sickness.
The grup, yeah.
And that is so. She didn't mute the audio. She muted the picture. We'll still hear her coughing. But
yeah, that was the wrong way to do that.
Good morning, Mr. Lagopolis and Maisel. I can't hear him now. Did you mute Chris?
Oh, there. I was muted. Yep.
He was.
Good morning. Hazel says hello.
Maisel.
This is our. Jamie was saying before I hopped on. This is our first time doing this together since before we went to St. John, because then you were in Aruba. So it's been like a month since you and I have done this.
Wow, that's a while. That is a while. And we were both in spectacular locations, and now
we're not.
Depending on your prerogative. My prerogative is very sour and depressed. But we got to bring energy though, because we can't let that translate, because we're professionals, aren't we?
We are. I mean, this has not been a very nice winter. It's been cold. This storm. You see the thing about this potential storm on Thursday?
Oh, no, stop. Do I want to hear about this?
Well, there's the 4 models, and Cape Ann Weather's been following them, and I've seen a lot of other like weather sites. There are some sites that are saying we could get 30 inches of snow on Thursday. So sharpen your shovel.
I do not. I'm not. No, I am like, that is so depressing. Like, what? This is a reversion to the mean, though. Would you say this is a reversion to the mean, or would you say we're over the top of the mean? I feel like this is the winter this is the February we grew up with. No?
Yeah, more like it. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's not like we've gotten a lot of snow, in my opinion. It's just, we get 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, but then it's 22 degrees for 3 weeks in a row, and it's just frozen to the ground. It doesn't go anywhere. You slip, you fall. Did
you shovel this morning? Or are you waiting?
No, I got out of bed just to see you guys.
Oh, look at you. All right, we'll do a little rundown here. But by the way, Jimmy is not with us because Jimmy is not feeling well either. So I guess there's something going on. Kathy Barlow, and on the anniversary of Jimmy having his stroke, no less. I think it's a common theme. Pat destroys Jimmy and his systems on Valentine's Day. It's a common thing. She puts him through the ringer, and there's nothing left, and he gets sick. That's what happens. I mean, Pat's like a fucking tornado. She's like she's a succubus. That's what it is. It's a succubus. So let's say hi to our friends, Kathy Barlow, Robert and Annette Spanks, the swingers from the highest STD rate community in the country at the Villages. We're shoveling sunshine here in the Villages. They wanted to give us that little jab. Thank you for that. Wendy Collette Overmeyer, Pat McNally, Kelly Carnican. We've seen that name before. Annie Rochon, Jim Ellis from Snowless, Sarasota. Another one giving us the business. We predicted that Chris or Drew were going to chime in and try to destroy us this morning. We haven't heard from either of them yet. And Maria Szymanowski. Well, I haven't heard, have we seen that name, Pat? Szymanowski?
Oh yeah, she's from Gloucester. She just moved back. She's from Gloucester originally. She was out in Seattle for, I don't know, 8 or 10 years. She just moved back. Musician. She used to be in a band, the Bandit Kings, that used to host the Open Jam at Rumline. So she's back. She says hi to Hazel. Hazel,
well, thank you for joining us. Dana Brown is with us. Drew Hale, good morning. GMG Chris is with us. Lindsay Hale is with us. Maybe they haven't. Oh, maybe they're all together in the same room and they're having. Maybe it's a wife swapping situation. The Hales and the McCarthys are with us down in sunny Florida. Carol Lupian is with us. Drew is right there. He says he's ready, but we're not seeing him. Pat, we got to send him a different. Pat, you know the where it says you can share down below, where it says add a person, the little round button. Share the link to Chris and Ralph. We have a different kind of sharing method, I guess, this morning. Yeah, I know, Drew. We're going to send you another link to join us, Drew, and it'll work. Lindsay said,
Lindsay, that's definitely what's happening.
Definitely a swinger situation with Shasha. Shasha, one more. There you go. Safathia. So Safathia and Zugu versus Gravy is buying all the remaining palm hats and the fleece line hats for, I believe, for cancer survivors. She bought one for Patty. Well, Patty Wells going through it right now, or cancer patients. Cancer patients, I should say. And well, she's probably watching, so she can correct me if I'm wrong. I gave her a huge discount, and she's gonna take all the rest of them. So I'm not sure how she's gonna handle how she distributes them, but I thought that was a very, very sweet move. She reached out to me and said how many I have left, and I got to go to the shop and find out exactly how many we have left. And when I found out what she was doing it for, I says, I'm not gonna sell them to you for $25. I'll sell them to you for $15. And it's the Zugu versus Gravy group. There's her, Warren, and Anthony Catarano that are donating the money. And I think it's coming from the Zugu versus Gravy events that they play. So Drew and Chris have. Pat, how did you send the messenger links? Did you send them in Facebook Messenger, or did you text them to him? Pat is on mute because she's afraid she's gonna Facebook Messenger. All right, Chris and Drew, look on your Facebook Messenger. Pat sent you new links for you to join us on the podcast. Thank you. All right, we got that going for us. What did everybody do except we're not asking Pat and Ralph. And Ralph. Wow. Okay. We got a bunch of all these people are going to torture us from Florida. Pat, what did everybody do for Valentine's Day other than Pat, who we know what she did? She locked herself in a room with Jimmy and did her succubus things and made him like completely. He's dead. She sucked all the life out of him, and he's dead now. Chris, what did you guys do for Valentine's Day?
We actually kept it pretty light this year because we've been traveling and spending money, and Jamie actually said, like, let's not really do the Valentine's Day thing. So we did very little. We went out and we had a couple of cocktails. We were home early and watched some Netflix. Easy
Netflix and chill. There it is. We have Captain Cocktail with us. Look at the green palm trees, the blue sunny skies. Drew.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Horrible. Here we go. What's going on down there? Give us a weather report. Are you in Fort Myers or are you?
I'm actually in West Gloucester. This is just one of those AI backdrops. No. I'm actually on the East Coast today.
Big grout inspection?
I did, yeah. I have another grout inspection over here. But yeah, it's It's you can see all the snow in the sky. See all those the white fluffiness in the sky there. Yep. So it's a little cloudy this morning, but it's okay.
Are you drinking coffee this morning, or we
Yeah,
a little
absolutely.
little
Nope.
Tito's?
No. I'm drinking coffee. I've done some work. Believe it or not, I am way more productive down here.
Oh, of course. And here we go. He's got his winter jacket on.
Yeah.
He's got...
Wow, it's freaking freezing down here. Wow.
How do you do it? How do you do it?
I mean, don't come to Florida, right, Drew?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, the wind chill's about 80 today.
Yep.
Do not come to
Coffee up. So rotten. Rotten. We got a lot of snow today. First real one. Yeah.
I saw some of the pictures. And then to Chris's point, I had to change all my travel plans around. I was actually going to come back on maybe Thursday or Friday, but there's no way I can actually do that. So
no, I don't. No one would blame you.
I told the kids all the airports are shut down in the United States.
The schools
except Florida.
Except for Florida.
They're filling out Monday morning. They're filling out applications for Florida public schools.
We are dummies. We are definitely this. Oh, Ralph DeGiorgio says he has something he wants to share with us, but I don't see him in the. Ralph, you have to check your Facebook Messenger. Pat sent you the link in your Facebook Messenger. Vito Ferrara is asking Drew, do you have any electrical work down there that needs work?
Absolutely. If we could bring a crew down here, we'd do double time on everybody. It's amazing.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Drew, you need someone to do your paperwork.
Yeah.
I'll help you with your paperwork.
Sure, you will.
Shasha is here. Shasha joining us.
Paperwork.
No visitors this week, Christopher?
No, we have the Reeds coming Thursday.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think next year for friends and family that are listening, no guests next year.
That means I'm this is my 1 year. I got a grandfather clause in, and then after that I'm out.
Well, there'll be special exceptions, but I think as people know, when you're hosting guests, it's it's definitely not easy.
It's not. You're not relaxed because you're always tiptoeing around people. I'm gonna find a place. I'm not gonna bother you guys.
No, Joe, you don't bother us. You know why you don't bother us? Because A, you rent the car. B, you're independent. You don't give a shit what we're doing. You don't give a shit. We don't give a shit what you're doing. So
wait, that's a great PSA right there.
Yeah.
If you go to someone's house in Florida.
Yeah.
And they're actually living because you still work. You're not even retired.
Right.
And you don't rent a car. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. I mean, you just expect these people not only to open their house to you, clean up after you, but then on top of it, you got to be chauffeurs on top of that. Yep. and you're paying the mortgage. I mean, it's bananas. It's crazy.
But don't get me wrong. I mean, we love having people down here. They have a great time. We have a great time. I'm half joking, but
what did you guys do is Valentine's Day in Florida any different than Valentine's Day back here?
No, it was it didn't seem as crazy. There's a lot of older people down here, and they've celebrated enough Valentine's Days, so
I don't think it was. Chris. I don't think it was just. I don't think it was just down there. The vibe we got all over the place was that everybody was chilling out this year. I heard from a ton of people, and I don't know if it's our age because we're the same age. but
We are?
maybe.
I'm older, Joe. I'm older
that's
now.
right. You are older now. But I heard a lot of people like backed way off of crazy Valentine's plans.
Yeah.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, is that Nicole? Is that the silhouette of Nicole?
Hey, if I knew that you had so many people, I would have not pulled myself together at the crack of dawn.
She looks like she's in the witness protection program.
Downstairs.
Well, without the big bright light behind you, would probably be best. So the exposure might have a chance.
Losing my laptop and going downstairs.
Nicole, did you have a hot date for Valentine's Day?
I bartended. I was about to write in, but I couldn't type because I don't know how when I'm actually on the camera. But no, I bartended. We had a good crowd. It was fun.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Now, do people get extra frisky on Valentine's Day? Are people making out at the bar? Is it uncomfortable for you as a bartender?
No, not on Valentine's Day. It's often uncomfortable for me as a bartender on other nights, though. But no, not a lot on Valentine's. But we had some yummy cocktails that April made up. It was a good time. Chris and Jamie were in there for a while.
Nice.
Yeah, we popped in to see Nicole, as we always like to do when she's working, and the rum line was packed. Packed early.
Not your most romantic place.
The rum line might be the new Valentine's hotspot. It's a very romantic place.
Chime in if you met your significant other at the rum line. You'd be surprised, Joey. I know you did. I know you did.
I heard they have good onion soup. That's why.
They do. Maybe the second best in the city.
Oh my God! Well, I was going to bring Kate to Twin Peaks, but we couldn't get the flight was booked out.
Oh wow, that's a vibe right there. That is the vibe. I mean, I would say rum line number 1, Twin Peaks number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's here,
Ralphie.
What's going on, Ralphie?
Hey gang, how you doing?
So
good.
You teased that you had a special plan for Chris McCarthy, and
Oh my God!
everybody's waiting to hear it. So
Hold on, I got to turn up the air conditioner. I'm sweating my ass off. Hold on a minute. Listen, you know how
Ralph.
Chris is like. I got to say, he's like one of the best golfers I know, and I got to give him credit where credit is due. He's a fantastic golfer, but he does not belong to a country club of any sort because it's very difficult to get into a club down here in Southwest Florida. So Chris and I were golfing yesterday, and we were in the cart, and Chris says, I have an idea. Certain golf courses that are private, if you live in the development, you automatically become a member of the golf club. So we're driving around and we're saying, look at these condos. They seem reasonably priced. Why don't you and I buy a condo together and we can become members? And I said, well, Chris, wait a minute. If we buy a condo together, then really only going to get one membership. You're not going to get a membership for every single person that owns the unit. I said, you get 10 of us to buy a condo. They're not going to give us 10 memberships. He goes, well, then you and I can be partners like, Chuck and Larry. And we could be gay couple and saying like we're spouses. So that's his new shtick there that he wants him and I to go around Southwest Florida wearing pink tutus and acting gay, so we can join a membership to be part of a golf club.
He's always thinking outside the box.
That's it.
Well, I think Kim and Cha would be living together. It would be like that Grace and Frankie show.
Yeah.
You guys would be off living by yourselves.
Yeah.
Ralph, if you don't want to do it, I mean, just tell me, and I'm sure there are people watching that would be more than happy to be my partner down here and to buy a condo and pretend that we're more than business partners.
Well, I'm leaving the important part out. The important part out is before you make that statement, it has to be someone that's willing to pay for the condo because you don't want to pay for it. You just want to be
It was my idea.
All I know is Charlene is all in on this idea. She says Kim and I will have a blast, and I think the thing pot goes is she wants the platinum card to go with it.
Yeah.
As long as you and Ralph go over there, you got to get the metal one that has a little heft to it. Give that to Charlene and Kim, and I think this is a happily ever after situation.
The only reason why Charlene wants to do this is so she can get the commission on the sale of the condo.
No flies on Shasha. No flies. Listen, if you're looking for a place down there, you can DM Chris or Charlene, and she will set you up. She is dialed in down there. Chris, have you seen any values down there, Chris?
Prices are definitely coming down. Definitely seeing nice properties come on the market for less than they were when we bought down here 3 years ago. I mean, just in this development, the house that I bought, the prices on this particular model have modified. So yeah, it's not under control. Things are more under control now, price wise, than they were, of course, when I bought 3 years ago. So good time to buy.
I mean,
wearing?
What's
It's
that?
freezing out
What are
here.
you wearing?
I don't know where you are, Ralph, but the wind chill here in Bonita is 80 degrees.
It's much warmer in Naples. I got to tell you that.
Oh,
Joe, I
Hey.
got a shout out. I got a shout out to the Perry Hotel. We went there for dinner last night.
Yeah, how was it? Great?
Wow, you were right, spot on. That crab rice was friggin'
The lump
holy.
the lump crab, and there was a ton of it. It wasn't just like interspersed here and there. It was throughout.
No,
Unbelievable.
we had like the pot stickers, we had the lamb chops, steak, crab rice, what the hell, the tuna. I mean, we got it was everything was fabulous. Matt
So the
hooked us
Kim,
up big time.
did
Oh,
Kim
that's
enjoy
awesome.
all of those, Ralph?
Everything but the tuna. She could not do that.
She
But everything
ate
was
the crab.
no. She didn't eat the crab either. Wait a minute. No, she really didn't eat anything. She didn't even come with us.
You left your wife home on Valentine's Day?
No, last night was not Valentine's Day, Joe. Valentine's Day was
Okay.
2 days ago.
She
But
did
no,
say
she
she
had the
did.
filet. She absolutely said it was spectacular.
She told me she was tired of going out for dinner. That's what she said.
Yeah, but she says that until her next meal.
Yeah. We went to
Hey.
iPodsy. We had a fantastic meal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh.
Tani did the right thing. And,
Wait, this is the best part. Tell them what time you went for dinner, Joe.
4:00.
That's amazing. I love that. That's a good move, Joe.
Yeah.
I
That's
have
a great move.
There's no shame in saying like it's right, Drew. Is that a
Yes,
great move?
I'm 100% with that.
Yeah.
Joe walks in the restaurant and says, "Wow, it's busy here for 4:00." No, Joe, they're cleaning up from lunch.
No, we got there was two other couples. So they told us you can there's only reservations at 4 or 9:45 or
Right.
9:30 or something like that. And we took the 4, and I was happy to take the 4:00 because I like to eat early and get home and I had to work the next day. And but I swear so many of these restaurants, and I know there's places in Rockport that do this and not Fleur Cuisine, but they only will take reservations for the shoulder times because they know they're going to get people at like 7 and 8 o'clock. So they'll only take a reservation for like the shoulder times so they can fill in the book and have an extra turn or two, you know? So I didn't mind. It was fantastic. The food was fantastic. I was disappointed they didn't have the raviolis though. I got the
The England Audis with the brown butter sausage.
yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Sasha!
Hey.
Sasha,
There's Sasha.
give you a 30-second sales pitch.
Aren't you sweating to death, honey? Come on down. Inventory is high. Prices are low. Get down here and buy in Florida.
I think she's high.
She's like, that was like a barker. That was like a Sunday.
I just wish we could see Chris's neighbors walking by, looking through the lanai and going,
Hey, Joe,
Yeah.
as all of you people back in the north look out your windows and see the snow, things could be worse. You could be a maid on February 15th.
Yeah, no, thank you. So I don't know if did you guys see the hold on a second. Did you see the snow that we had? Did Pat upload these? Oh, I don't think she uploaded the pictures yet.
I saw
Maybe.
some of the stuff that you guys were putting on the text thread this morning.
Yeah. I think so in East Gloucester here. Yeah, Pat forgot the photos, so they're not up there. All right. The photos are
Hold on, I gotta check on my bacon. Hold on. Yeah. It's
Nice.
cooking.
Nice. I think we got about 8 inches here.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Joe, can you swing by my house and shovel? I think Brendan wants to sleep in today.
Yeah, I need my driveway done too, Joe.
Well, hey, you know what? Because Connor's down here. How do I mean, please chime in. Connor flies down here about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and we've asked him 16 times when his flight is home, and he hasn't answered. So how do I get a different answer?
You gotta take the toilet paper roll, hide the toilet paper everywhere. You gotta hide the toilet
point.
paper. That's
Chris, I think
the rule.
Chris, I think you and I are being a little selfish asking Joe to shovel his driveway. He really should go shovel Drew's.
Yeah. There you go.
That's true.
Okay. That's a big
Not
driveway.
down on Concord Street.
Shovel upward. Yeah, no, not gonna
Drew,
happen.
when are you coming over to see Chris and I?
Maybe next week. I have a grout inspection over there.
We gotta inspect mangoes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, we do. We do.
All right, come on. You're going to make Joe pass out.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Well, I already did all my shoveling. I went down the wharf this morning. I went and did my mother. I shoveled out the house. So we have a 14-year-old in the house.
Big 14-year-old.
Yeah,
Big
big.
14-year-old.
Can move a lot of snow.
I mean, I don't know what's going on. When we were kids, when my father was 57 years old, do you think he was shoveling anything? He wasn't. I don't know what's going on here. It's just,
$5, Joe. Throw him $5.
$5. He'll laugh at me. He would absolutely laugh at me. Let me see. What do we have here for? Oh, so this is my mother's house.
Yeah.
That was a very shitty snow shovel job.
Yeah, that does look a little shoddy.
Shoddy? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Wait, Joe, whose pickup truck is that in the driveway?
That's Barry's.
Barry.
Doesn't have
Why didn't he shovel?
Well,
Yeah.
because he's in his convertible down in Naples.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's probably taking a ride to Stan's this morning for legs and eggs. That was my. So you can that'll give you an idea how
That's
It's a
a
good
good one.
8 inches.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a good 8 inches, and that's misery.
But the
right
house, you shoveled the walkway, but you can't get to the walkway because the whole driveway is all snowed in.
Well, I hire a plow for her, so
Yeah.
the plow
Oh,
hadn't
okay.
come yet. So I shovel to where the plow I know is going to. Is there anything more dumb than shoveling where a plow is gonna plow anyway?
No.
Yeah, no.
Joe, when you get a minute, send me the telephone number to your plow driver. I need him to go by my house.
I will. But
I'm not paying for Chris's house. No.
he's a West Gloucester guy though, so I don't know if he's going to come back out this way.
Ralph, you should call Timmy Matheson's free plow service. He plows for everybody for free.
Yeah.
Timmy will plow for me. He's
A handle of Tito's, and that's all. I would be horrified to plow for Ralph because, as we know, Ralph is a perfectionist and is never going to be plowed to his standards. And if you, as the guy that recommended the guy, are going to take the brunt of the guy that did.
He's making me sound like I'm.
Yeah. He's the guy that you got to finish off the edges with a toothbrush.
Yeah,
you know?
no win situation.
Tablespoon.
Recommending the guy to Ralph, that you put yourself into a fucking absolute no win situation.
Right.
But I think you're onto something. You put a handle of Tito's out there with a little sign that's "Plow me, please."
Yeah.
Yeah. You get
Yeah,
every
yeah.
one of those guys. So I went on the Bad Brain podcast this week, and they got those guys are in Revere, and they said that every one of the city plow guys up there will definitely, like, you don't have to have a regular plow guy because you just go out in the street, you hand out $20, and the city plow guy will plow you out.
Oh yeah.
They got a guy.
Yeah.
They,
Will they do that in Gloucester? Do we even have plow trucks in Gloucester?
they're I think Gloucester, they're more on the up and up. We have a very
Well, all the streets are private in Gloucester, so we don't get plowed.
that was a big
You gotta
campaign
be-
promise to get down to the bottom of that, wasn't it? Big campaign promise. Get to the bottom of the private streets.
So
Yeah.
did Chris tell you he was contemplating running for mayor? But he wants to be able to do it remotely.
So have we locked down a pontoon boat for the day before Ralph's birthday or no?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
We
We
did.
have. We're locked in. All right.
Locked in.
All right.
Hey,
I love it.
Where
Hey,
did
the
we get-
question
where did we get the
is,
boat
do
from?
we need two?
Yeah.
I would love
I
to
mean-
have two.
Should I get two? Because I don't know, we might have 30 people. And if that's the case, I mean, I'm not willing to put 30 people on a pontoon boat. Maybe Chris is.
Oh, Chris definitely would.
Were you guys
need
able
to
to
have-
salvage the one that McCarthy sank a couple of weeks
Yeah,
ago?
I'll get the submarine pontoon boat.
Well, I tell you, we have to have someone that's in charge of distributing where the people are. Because from what I understand, Chris, you tell me if this is true or not. Was there? It wasn't your fault, right? There was just too many of the passengers that were way up at the front of the boat. You had no control over that.
Chris
It
has
was
no
the ref's
idea
fault.
what weight and balances means.
Right. But you know what? I mean, because of my
Here we go.
knowledge and experience
And lack
in the
of.
high seas, when we were going down, it was my quick instinct that saved the crew. So let's not focus on the boat sinking. Let's focus on what happened when the emergency occurred. I took quick action. Everyone survived. The only loss was my buddy Russ's wife. She had to buy a new cell phone for $1,000. So we
Let's
came out of
preface
there.
it this. We
Not
were
bad.
not on the high seas. We were in the freaking mangrove.
How do you stuff the bow in a mangrove? Is what I know. Phil Scannell says call Steve Douglas. I don't think Steve Douglas has pontoon boats in Fort Myers.
And because Chris, it's questionable if Chris is American or not. We were not allowed in the Gulf of America.
He didn't have the proper documentation. Is that what you're saying, Ralph?
No.
What
No, and believe me-
people don't understand is when you boat with Chris McCarthy, it's just what he's doing is it's a constant boating safety drill. Right? These are things that he does on the water to make sure that people are prepared in case things like that happen again.
Exactly.
So, Drew, if we ever had a video, I'm telling you, there would be nothing in this world that would have gone more viral.
Yeah.
It was so funny when Cody looks at me like he just saw a ghost and says, "Ralph, we have to get off this boat." And I'm like, guys, just back to the back of the boat. Chris slowly put it reverse and back out of the water, which he did. He did listen at that point in time. But by that time, literally, Jen Steves the water was over her head.
Oh,
That's amazing.
So,
will
and I want
Jen
the record to
Steves go on the
show.
boat again?
It was the front of the boat was Russ, and that's part of the problem. Russ was the very, very front of the boat. Now, Russ is a large guy. I'm not making fun of Russ, but he is a large guy. But there were 4 people in the front of the boat, including Russ, and Jen was next to him. But the problem was nobody was in the back of the boat but me and Codair.
Yeah.
So you had you were front heavy by like 8 people, and then there was me and
Yeah.
Codair, and you know me, I've lost weight, so I'm a toothpick, right? And in Codair, he was just sitting next to me, and we were talking, and I did not pay attention, but I did notice the wave, and Chris hit it directly at a 90 degree instead of a 45, and it just.
Will Jen Steves ever go on a boat again? Or what do you think?
Well, they would not get back on the boat at the end of the day unless I was captaining it back.
In the fog.
Oh my God.
In the Gulf of America, no less.
All right, we got to let Chris have his say here. Let him.
I was gonna say, Chris, is there anything going on up there? Or what? What's up?
Well, I want the record to show that.
Not you.
Oh no! Just quickly, I want the record to show that it was 10 o'clock in the morning, so there was no drinking or any other funny stuff going on. So, people might be thinking, well, of course, they were shit-faced, not paying attention, but no.
Wait a minute. So there were no gummies, no pens, none of that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I said
My
no
client,
drinking, Ralph.
can
We
neither
can't even do a
confirm nor
hair
deny these
follicle test.
allegations.
We can't even do a hair follicle test on them for obvious reasons.
I got places with plenty of hair you can take it from. There might be other stuff that comes up too, though.
Oh, little cottage cheese.
Oh boy, here we go. Hey, Laga,
Joe.
here we go. We're going right down that alley right now.
Joe, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up poop. And down here, you just poop. You poop differently down here. I think it's the warm weather and the vitamin D and C you get from the sun. It just makes your poop softer.
Oh my god!
Here we go.
All right, I gotta go vacuum the pool. There's
You gonna vacuum the hair out of the pool?
all the short and curlies.
Oh god!
I'm fucking Joe. Can I take off this prop now?
Yeah. I think you. That's like the suit that you want to lose weight and you got to make weight for Pee-wee football. Yeah, you just sweat.
Wrestling, the wrestling team. All right, Chris Langa. What do you got?
What's up, Chris? What do you got for us, Chris?
What do I have?
Chris, can you report on the burn? Can you give us some information on
the
former Halibut Point?
Yeah, so the last I heard, I got to look at my my message. So I had reached out to Maria, and she said they were going for the final liquor license on February 11th. So I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard how that went. So she said if that went well, they would be opening shortly after that. So I would imagine, fingers crossed, it went well. They could be opening in the next week or so.
Oh, that's exciting.
I heard that she did get her license. I think it was based on moving a couple things around, some type of reconfiguration. But I think that they're going to have their license. I'll check in we'll follow up on that and we'll get some better information. The biggest two big three stories, right? Three stories. So Sugar Mags put the sign out. Friend Missy put the sign out that they will have. She's looking to be open for summer of 2025, which we are all hoping and praying that the case is. But as we know, I don't think there's been one restaurant person when they announced that they're going to open a place and they said we're projecting it's going to be X, that it wasn't X plus 2 months. So I'm hoping that she's open in is he in his bathroom right now? What is he doing?
No, that's Connor.
Oh,
Connor, you got to get home to shovel, Connor.
And
Chris, isn't that you in Charlene's bedroom?
It was a thunderstorm last night, so he hopped in our bed. He was afraid of thunder.
So there's
Joe.
Yes, sir.
Joe, the Sugar Mags, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be ready, brick and mortar for.
That's your sign says summer of 2025. I hope I'm everybody's in her corner. Everybody can't wait for it to be open.
Yeah.
I think that maybe she had the sign made up previously, so she just used the same sign. But it would be amazing if by August because there's no foundation yet. So
right. Yeah, I was just wondering.
I told you guys, I went and smelled the sign. It was a brand new sign, fresh printed.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I just didn't know if it was the catering food trucks style kind of situation,
Chris, it's a good thing no dogs peed on that sign before you smelt it.
That's right.
So there's that news. Then we have the news of what we all refer to as the most mystifying Facebook account that has ever been created, the Gangnam one, who has changed their Facebook name to Passport, and they say that they will be opening next to the Franklin, in between the Franklin and Kalamata, and also will be opening a restaurant in Beverly. And it is the most bizarre situation because it's just a bizarre situation. I mean, yeah. So we wish them well. We never root against people. I hope the former landlord recovers the past rent there, and they pay the new landlords. That would be great. So good luck to them, and hopefully they change the name because I think so. We were there, right? We go for our little cigar rides in the afternoon. If you're facing this location next to Franklin, and you don't have to even change your line of vision to look out of your left-hand eye, you're looking, and there's the huge sign of the former Passports, and they're going to name it Passport. So it's absolutely bananas to me that could be the case. I just don't have no idea how they would think that that's a great idea. But again, we're rooting for them, and we're rooting for them to pay their rent and landlords not to get stiffed. That would be awesome. That'd be great, right?
Yeah, they were always like the most confusing, like you said, Facebook account in the world, because like they would post in the evening like, good evening everybody, we had a hard time serving chicken wings today, we're sorry that the chicken wings were slow. Like they were like brutally honest and apologetic for screwing things up, and then poof, they were gone. But remember, I want to say it was over the summer, they posted like, exciting news, we're moving to a new location, and they posted those photos that looked like they had completed a brand new build out, and all they were like stock images of some other restaurant.
And in the meantime, they had a sign hanging at the former Radio Shack location that said Gangnam Cafe, Park Cafe. And then they're doing construction next to Maria. Everything is completely sealed. There's not one speck, because I always look in at Maria's place at the burn to see how the build out is going. Everything completely sealed, so you have no idea. I haven't seen any trucks go, because usually if you're in the throes of building out a place, there's construction trucks all the time. Haven't seen anything going on. Bizarro. Bizarro.
I think I'm gonna send a text to Elon Musk. There needs to be a Doge investigation here.
Oh God, here we go.
The other thing that was weird about it is maybe there's something in that building, because remember Gangnam, like you just mentioned, they decided they were going to start serving breakfast. So that in the morning, that was called Park Cafe. And then for lunch and dinner, it was called Gangnam. Same exact restaurant, though. And then Drift went ahead, and then they also have Wave Kitchen. So anything in that building, I think, has to have two names.
Yeah, it's craziness. Anyway, so there was that. There was one other restaurant bit that we had. Can't think of it right now. So the Burn, Gangnam, Sugar Mags, nothing else. Oh, Willow Rest. So the Willow Rest. Oh, by the way, just want to add this in to make sure that everybody knows, because everybody's asking, and there's that confusion. We have to clear up the confusion. Eric Lorden has nothing to do with the Gangnam operation, with Passport. Has absolutely nothing to do with it. So just if anyone asks you need to know. All right, we have Chris Spittle, Cape Ann weatherman, on, and we will bring him in. Where do you see him, Pat? Oh, here he is.
He's down the bottom. Yep.
Oh, there you are. Hey, Chris, how are you?
He's on.
Tough crowd you got today, I'll tell you. I'm sitting here shaking, wondering how this is going to go on.
You're safe, Chris, well. Don't worry.
You guys Chris, in Florida, all of you, right?
Everybody but me and you.
You're back.
No, I'm in Gloucester.
Chris, I know you're a big hockey fan. Did you watch the Nations of Four last night, the brawls?
3 fights within the first 10 seconds?
Unbelievable.
I can't match the NBA. That's why Joe Mazzulla wants to have fighting in basketball.
Unbelievable. I mean, that was the best. I don't think you could pay for that much advertising, because there's not one sports station that isn't going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
It was electric. It was
Yeah,
absolutely
that
electric.
was cool.
Yeah. So we got a storm in our hands. We got another one coming. Is that what's going on?
I don't think so. All the models now are south. We're right on the fringe of the snow. But, yesterday they were all nailing us except for one of them. Tomorrow it could swing back the other way. You got to get within 3 days to really, say it's going to happen.
And what was the time frame for the upcoming one?
Thursday.
Do you have snow totals for this overnight event?
I got a few things here. I got the National Weather Service has their reporting system. I reported mine at 6.5 in Rockport, and I'm at 110 feet elevation. A lot of times there's like an inch or two less down right near the water.
Mm-hmm.
There's a report of 5.5 in Gloucester, 5.8 in, that must be Manchester, and 6 in Ipswich, and 5.7 in Newburyport. So generally, 5 to 6.5 everywhere across the board.
So I went to shovel out my mom, the wharf, and my house, and so I'm on the back. I live close to the back shore, but the wharf is on the harbor,
right,
facing northwest, and we had more at my house than we did down the wharf, and within 2 miles of each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happens,
The thing that surprised me,
looked like a lot
surprised
more.
me is that there weren't higher totals towards I-95. That's kind of weird to me, because usually it's this kind of storm it's not a bridge storm, as I call them, like where we get 2 inches here and 8 inches in Ipswich. This is more all balanced out, but there's usually more as you get to 95 and west. But it wasn't. Same thing. 5.8, 5.6.
This is going to turn into a wind event. What about the temps as far as freezing and ice everywhere?
Going down to 22 tonight. 22, 23, 24. So whatever's left around tonight is going to be stuck there for 3 days, because we're not going above freezing until Wednesday or Thursday. And that was the thing about this potential storm on Thursday, is there's going to be so much cold air in place that it was definitely going to be snow. So, and light powdery stuff that, stacks up real quick. So,
so based on what you're saying right now, you think it would be safe for Drew Hale to return to Gloucester on Thursday? He doesn't have to change his
right
flight.
now, yeah. It could swing back the other way tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first day that really. Tomorrow will be the first day you can really probably say, with any confidence that it's going to happen.
And Joe, the good news is it's the light, fluffy stuff. So when you shovel my driveway, it won't hurt your back.
Yeah, you can blow it off with a leaf blower if you want. But you mentioned the winds, Joey. There's a wind warning up for tonight, or watch. I don't know if they've turned it into a warning yet. We're going to get gusts to 50. We got gusts to 35 on thatches right now, and what it's doing is blowing all the snow off the trees before it gets too cold and before the high winds come. So it'll lower power outage possibilities.
Well, that's good. That's a good.
There's no power outages anywhere right now.
That's good. So Chris has Cape Ann Weather on Facebook. He also takes donations, and I don't know that there is another person that gives back to the community, because there's so many people that follow him on Facebook, and the information that he gives is so on point. There's no, I don't think that there's another service around that is doing it based on, and doing, I know you do it for the love of it, but it's nice to reward those people. So if you think of it, there is a link, and we're posting the link in the comments right here. You go to this link, and it will allow you to donate to Chris. Along those lines, I just want to mention, last night I watched the Gloucester High, the last regular season game, Jim Capillo, and the quality of that broadcast, another group of guys, and Phil Nicastro, that donate their time based on, they have like a donation link. the quality of that broadcast and the how clear you could see the puck and everything, it has taken a jump from 2 years ago to today that it was unbelievable, the quality of the puck. So both guys just
Joe, do you
give a
know
shout
this the final score of the Masco Gloucester game?
out. Gloucester won in overtime. I
Wow.
I don't know if it was 3-2 or 4-3. Very exciting. And Masco was, I think, playing for potentially for a berth in the tournament.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
And so they were throwing everything they had at them. And I think Masco started out with an early lead. It was a back and forth game. It was I got to watch two great hockey games last night. Drew, how about your guy, Tkachuk?
Oh yeah.
The brothers.
Hey, he's legit, man. He is legit.
If you're going to start a team, are you going to start a team with Tkachuk? Or are you going to start a team with, one of the fancy goal scorers?
Oh, him. 100%.
Joe, they did win the game, but I'm going to tell you right now, Canada was buzzing. Connor McDavid was ridiculous last night.
Well, he's just above and beyond. He's in another stratosphere,
That first line for Canada is off the charts. It's a dream team line.
It's interesting because they have 6 points, right? And I think the next closest team has like 2 points. There's some weird thing in because you get 3 points for a win. You get 1 point for an overtime win.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, it's like some kind of weird scoring, but like it doesn't matter because like how many more games are there? Do you know? Anybody
They
know?
go back to Boston tomorrow.
Oh wow! Are there tickets available for that?
Yeah, right.
Jig, I got to talk to Jig. See if we could get into that.
You're not getting tickets.
It might be worthwhile just to go in and watch the game at a sports bar in
You
town.
could. I mean, you could try. Throughout the storm and the 50-mile-an-hour winds and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The 20-degree, yeah.
Yeah. The finals are in Boston starting Monday.
Oh my God, that's going to be amazing. So Chris, we have two Chris's on, but Cape Ann weather guy. So I've always, every year when you come on, and every year I ask you, for the last 2 years, I ask you, are we never going to have another snowy winter? And you always said, we haven't had enough of a thing to make a determination on that. Is this a reversion to the mean of a normal winter, would you say?
This is closer to a normal winter as far as snow totals go. It's been colder January than it's been in a long time, and February's already turning in that way. The way it's going to be this week too, the next 3 or 4 days is going to be sub-freezing, well below normal. So,
Chris, do you anticipate? Are we in a pattern that's going to go straight through March? Because I just need to know when to book my flight home.
Well, it's been what they call zonal, the jet stream just going west to east. So the storms have just kept coming. We've gotten one or just missed one every 3 or 4 or 5 days for 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. And I haven't looked at it, but I think we're still in that pattern. I'm looking, one model has come up showing a fairly good snowfall on Thursday, but that's not usually a reliable model, but there is one showing it. It could be lagging behind because the previous version of that one shows it nowhere near us. So the models are still wavering back and forth. But yeah, it could go through the end of the month, the way it's going right now.
2015, it started when?
The end of January. It's basically the same time. We just finally got to the sea temps around the island down to 39. So mid-February into March, when it stays there until it starts going back up, is when our biggest snowmakers usually happen, because there's more cold air to tap in from the north, and the water doesn't have much influence on changing it to rain. So I mean, we could still. That's why we've had some big blockbusters in March because of the water temp. So
yeah,
it's all these guys that on TV that do their winter outlook every November. They have a half-hour show on what's going to happen, and they're all getting pounded the last couple of weeks because no snow. It's going to be much warmer, and I just sit here and I go, "This is really cool." Just listening to them try to explain. Well, I'll have to go back and look at what we looked at. It's like, well, if you're trying to, they always they can't get it right 7 days out. What are they doing 90 days out? So it's all general pattern though. Whether it's El Nino or La Nina.
Well, we definitely appreciate what you do for the community because there's as we've spoken about before, there's so many microclimates like throughout the Northeast. Like what some Boston meteorologist is talking about may have absolutely zero bearing on where we are. And 9 times out of 10, you've mentioned this in the past, they put the graphic over Cape Ann.
Right over the island.
Because they're so embarrassed because they have no idea what the hell's going to happen here. And it's such a cop out that they put the graphic over Cape Ann.
Yeah, swept under the rug.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got Anthony Saputo chiming in saying the best looking guy there by far is Ralph DeGiorgio. And look at the smile on Ralph DeGiorgio's face.
There's nobody better than Anthony. You know that. Nobody.
And there's nobody that likes compliments and eats up compliments more than Ralph DeGiorgio.
And I'm not going to lie. I'm here making Kim breakfast, and I just made a big mistake. I think I just broke a $37.26 egg while I was trying to pay attention.
Tina Grill wants to mention that that Chris includes the tide information as well, which you don't get that anywhere else. Yeah. I think we have the highest tides. Is the 28th is the highest regular tides of the month for when I looked. Is that right, Chris?
Of this month?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had the full moon, so it's probably the new moon tide.
It's 10-1.
This tide. Somebody's got to make a better tide app for PC because. These are ridiculous.
It's amazing to me that there aren't better. You know what app doesn't exist as far as I know is a tide alert app that automatically send you get a notification on your phone for when there's going to be abnormally high tides.
Yeah.
Like you could set it for okay, if it's going to be a 10-foot tide, and you automatically get a notification.
Yeah. There's a site like that. They just don't attach any type of distribution of
there's no push.
Yeah.
And most of those
much higher tides at the end of the month, right on the new moon.
Yeah.
10 plus feet. So almost 11 on Thursday. Yeah.
Anthony Saputo, new comment. Hale, I hope you're sweating your balls off.
I am. Actually, there's a nice breeze here. Very nice breeze.
Well, Chris McCarthy said that he had to put that windbreaker on because it was an 80-degree breeze down there. He was suffering.
Ridiculous.
Last year, January and February, you had rain and cold in Naples. And this year, February has turned out to be spectacular. So, I don't know.
Never can tell.
Never can tell. Chris Biddle, thank you so much for joining us. And one more time, Pat Delpiaz will put a link up if you'd like to donate to Chris's services. He is always generous coming on here with his time and giving us updates. And we really appreciate you, Chris. So thank you so much for coming on.
Keep an eye on it, and if something changes Tuesday or Wednesday, we could do a pop-up.
Oh, yeah. Let's plan on check in with me, or I'll check in on you on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right.
See you guys.
Thanks, Chris.
See you, Chris. Yeah. Stay warm.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Joe, a little PSA. Mike Rogers has 24 hours to produce Donna. I'm calling the authorities.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you, they are they're really bothering me lately because they're really Donna and Mike Rogers are really pissed off with them because they're just like in these snow pictures, like big smile and stuff. I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
It's not normal. No,
Fake,
I'm jealous.
fake happiness.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I wish that I could embrace the snow and the cold. I just can't. I'm just not that person. How about our viewers? For the viewers that are watching us right now, do you embrace this weather or are you over it? That's what I want to hear. Send in a comment and let me read through the comments. By the way, Anthony Saputo been doing really. He's a positive Facebook guy. If you don't follow Anthony, you're
He's
missing
funny.
out.
He's so funny.
He really is. Yeah, and he donates a lot of time to the St. Peter's Club, which
And he has some of those beautiful grandchildren in the world too.
oh my God, yeah, his whole
He
family.
just finished up a huge project down at the Margaritaville, the new Margaritaville down in, I think it's in Hyannis, right?
Oh
So
wow!
Wasn't it
I
months
think
and
his
months?
next move is to jump on the Margaritavilles in warmer climates. That would be my advice to him from a marketing standpoint to really get on those warm climate Margaritaville builds.
If there was an operation that, there's so many people into crypto right now and buying gold, buying silver. I would buy into that Margaritaville chain, because they are blowing up, and the rates are not cheap.
No,
Especially over the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, they heard Ralphie DiGiorgio's birthday is going to be there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they said,
Oh, yeah.
the rates went right through the roof.
Yep.
Right through the roof. Yeah. Ralph. So okay, here we go. Davy Spence cleaning off Davy Spence, boat guy, probably over down there shoveling off his boat. He says he's over it. Nicole says she's over it. Pam Doty, so over it. 22 degrees in Hillsborough, New Hampshire right now. Sleeping now on top of snow. Pat McNally says over the snow, although back to skiing this year after 17-year break. Snow in the mountains only is fine with me. So that's who has chimed in so far. We haven't seen Safathia this morning. I thought she'd be on for sure.
Yeah, she's been writing in.
Oh, I wanted her. Did she mention how people should get in touch with her if they are suffering with cancer, she can get these hats to?
I didn't see that, no, but she had written in earlier.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe she'll chime in and we'll get an idea. USA Hockey, though. I am gonna look to see if I can take the T in and go. What would be, Ralph? What's the best bar? Ralph or Drew probably know this. What's the best sports bar in Boston near the Garden to go watch that tournament tomorrow?
Well, no. I'm sorry, Drew, not to cut you off. It all depends on what game you want to go to, Joe. For starters, because it's not just one game. The final game is on Thursday, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not going to have boats fishing tomorrow or Tuesday, so I could go in and get destroyed, and I wouldn't have to worry about.
What's the one right across with the huge TV?
Is that?
I can't think of the name of it.
It's called the
Tavern in the Square.
No, right across the street
on Causeway.
Right in the corner.
The side street too. It's got there's a million TVs and there's the balcony and all that stuff.
It used to be the Fours, wasn't it?
Yeah. What's it called
the
now?
Fours?
I know the place you're talking about.
Yeah.
Kate knows the manager there.
Yeah. Nicole, chime in. She knows.
The greatest bar.
Yep.
The greatest bar. There you go. Yep. The greatest bar. All right. That might be the call. That you know what? The energy in there is going to be.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. I hope the game is not like an 8:30 start. Well, how long is the hockey?
You're going to see a different game too.
What do you mean? Give me the update. What's going on, Ralph?
Oh, well, Canada's not going to be playing exactly the way they played last night. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a completely different Canadian team out of that, and I'll be surprised if U.S. beats them the second time.
Do you think that do you think that the United States fans in Boston are going to boo the Canadian national anthem?
Good question.
I don't think so. Just because they're real hockey fans,
I don't think so.
I don't think.
I hope not. I love. Old Canada's tremendous.
It's a
song.
great anthem.
Tremendous anthem.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been at the Bell Center. I mean, I've gone a couple of times. I mean, that is a fantastic trip. Going up to Montreal and catching a Bruins game is a fantastic trip.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of buzz this week. Very exciting. My kids wanted me to get tickets, and I could have got the tickets because I'm a season ticket holder, but they were so expensive. And
Crazy. So the move is to go to a bar. So does anybody know what the schedule is for the US?
I have.
Oh, Sully's tap for Mike Bertolino says, what did you say, Ralph? We lost Ralph's audio.
We just lost.
We got you.
We lost because of an Amber Alert. I think I lost my signal.
You're back. So what do you know what the schedule is for the hockey?
I think they play Thursday, right?
Just Thursday? Because I thought there was games. I thought there was a game tomorrow.
I'm frozen. The Amber Alert came on and froze me.
We can hear you though, and we can see you.
Yeah, Bertolino says they play on Thursday, the U.S.
Oh, okay. So I'm not going to go in tomorrow then. So that what are they going to have Sweden and Finland play in Boston tomorrow? We're not going to see the United States play. That's kind of weird. But I guess they got to play those games, right? So I'm gonna try to look it up right now. Hold on 1 second. You guys can fill for a second.
Yeah, I was just trying to look up and see what the tickets are like aftermarket. I can't even find them yet, but I'll look it up.
That's going to be a hard one to get. But
Nations face-off schedule. Here we go. Team USA Hockey. Let's go. All right, here we go. All right, ready? Boston, Monday the 17th, Canada versus Finland. And Monday the 17th, Sweden versus USA. That's a meaningless game for the United States, though, because they're already locked into the final, I would think, because they have 6 points.
So if you wanted to go tomorrow, Joe, like right now, the aftermarket tickets start at $183. And then if you wanted to go on Thursday, the cheapest available ticket right now is $809.
Yeah, right. Oof. Sure. Which makes sense.
Do you think that they're gonna? You think they'll rest guys tomorrow? I mean, does it matter? I don't know. That's interesting. So it goes Monday. It goes Monday, Thursday. There's nothing in between. Right. There's just those 2 days, and that's the final. So I got to try to find the standings because I thought it was interesting how they had the.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. So tomorrow it's 183 if you want to go to Canada, Finland, which is at 1 o'clock. If you want to go to the 8 o'clock game, which is Sweden, USA, that's 340 is the lowest ticket price.
Yeah. That's the very last ticket at the very top of the thing. You might see that. I don't know. After all the press that they're going to get today, those tickets might go up.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to be talking about it. Like if any casual fan wasn't talking about it yesterday, they're talking about it today.
Yeah. Well, the move is like what I do with games like this or concerts is like what you're saying. Go in and sit at a bar, have a bite to eat, wait till the show either just starts or they drop the puck. And like my favorite site is called TickPick, TickPick. And it aggregates all of the aftermarket tickets from like StubHub and anybody else that's selling them. And the price that you see is the price that you pay. So there's no additional fees or taxes on top of it. So you know exactly what you're paying for. So usually I wait until the game or the show has started. And I've scored some really good deals. And if you're at a bar across the street, you just go in, after the game starts, a few minutes in.
Did you see, Drew, have you ever seen, did you watch last night, Drew?
Just a little.
Did you see the ice for before the game started? How they had all the light show and everything?
Yeah,
They've taken it to a totally different level. It was a spectacle. It was awesome. I felt bad for anybody that didn't watch it, to be honest with you. It was crazy. So there's that. I think we're pretty much I think that's good. You put the link up. Thank you, Pat, for putting the link up right there. tickpick.com. So you don't have to download the app. You can just do it online, which is pretty cool.
It starts with a T, not with a D. You got to be very specific when you.
That's amazing.
Good job, Chris. Great job. Great job. All right, we're going to sign off right here. We're at 10:15, so we had an hour and 10 minutes on the podcast. And thank you guys for joining us. Enjoy the warm weather, Drew. I will see you next week, I'm guessing. And everybody, shovel. If you haven't done it, yet, and you're around here, you're gonna regret it if you don't clear off all the cards and shovel off right now. I have to go right now and shovel out Ralph and McCarthy and Drew's house. But I'll see you tomorrow sometime when I'm done shoveling. Thanks for joining us, Chris. Thank you, Pat, for running the back end. Drew, Ralph, Chris, and Chris and Chris. 3 Chris's today.
A lot of Chris's.
That may be a
Chris.
A new record.
New record. All right. We'll see you guys. Have a great night.
Take care, guys.
On the podcast, interviews and making all the people laugh. In the oldest seaport of our country's past, out here with the lobsters. Good morning, Gloucester.